What's up, everybody? Emperor John Kill 3D Gaming here, and today I want to talk about Avengers again. I'm going to show you guys the difference to debunk the whole characters are copy and paste because I saw that retarded comment in my other Avengers video. But let's just see. My mains are Spider-Man, Thor, Iron Man, and I'm now replacing Captain America with Winter Soldier. But you'll understand why I use Winter Soldier. Because after playing as Steve Rogers in the campaign and playing as Bucky in online, they feel completely different to me. Even playing as Black Widow, no, they're not a copy of each other, because that's like saying Spider-Man is a copy of Kamala Khan. That's just not the case. But let me show you. Here's the simulation room. Using my Avengers Endgame skin. Iron Man, if you to play as Iron Man, Iron Man's skills is both tank-like and supportive. And what do I mean by this? Basically, he can turn into the Hulkbuster. He has arc repulse and the cannon in his chest. All of them mapped to the L1R1 together to bring out Hulkbuster, or individual to do the separate abilities. Along with leveling up, you can also get different weapons for the Iron Man suit. There's 3 so far, but the way you mix and match the attacks is what makes it impressive. And even though you got 3, they do the most damage, such as the standard repulsors, laser cannons, and rockets. But they can be used against different enemy types more effectively. Like if you want to be at a distance and not get hurt, despite me getting shot right there, you would shoot the rockets as Iron Man. And each different attack style has its own part of the skill tree to make them unique. I mean, I didn't know that when you lay down the shield in fact will hurt enemies if you hold the R2 button. There's a lot of quips like that that every character in this game has, from Thor to Spider-Man to Cap. Now, the one thing about Iron Man is he seems to be an overall rounded, anybody can use him. Like, you know, certain games that they tell you, oh, what's the learning curve to learn this character, like in MOBAs. Here, it's really the amount of time that you put into a character. Iron Man was the first character I started off with in Avengers. And from getting his suits to going up his challenge tree to testing him out alongside other characters, Iron Man feels the way you can imagine Iron Man would play. Even though this is not a standalone game, we need to remember this. This is not a standalone of Iron Man game. So he's going to feel like he's in an MMO space. You just got to learn how to mix and match the attacks he has to their full effectiveness. Personally, when you use Hulkbuster and you max it out, you can just lay waste to everything in the battle zone. And personally, he's also very effective against bosses in the game. So Iron Man should be a character you guys, if who own the game or want to play the game at some point, just know that's what you're in for with Iron Man. Fast, strong, all-rounder. Now, Spider-Man, I saw people complain about Spider-Man. And you know what's the funny part is? I'm using Spider-Man perfectly fine. You know what they keep forgetting? It's an MMO. You need to level him up. People used videos poorly describing his powers just on purpose, of him not being able to shoot webs very fast when you go into aiming down to shoot the web shooters. You actually have to upgrade through the champion rank and the skill tree. You know, if they played with him for more than 10 minutes. Spider-Man moves very fast. Some points I can't even keep up. That's how effective he moves. He feels agile. He can traverse. He can attack enemies in the air, down on the ground, and in between. Now, his abilities, very diverse. You would think, again, people say copy and paste. He feels like Spider-Man. This feels like you're playing with a MMO version of Spider-Man. People kept shamelessly comparing him to Spider-Man from the single-player 2018 game. And that's just a bad comparison. Why? Because you're comparing a single player to a MMO, to a online game. Players in online games, such as characters, play different than playing with single player counterparts. Single player counterparts, you can just focus solely on that character, but in this kind of space, there's other characters to play with. So Spider-Man will have exactly just what he needs in the combat. Nothing fancy. Already he attacks fast as hell, but nothing over extravagant like in the 2018 game, where those moves you could just make Spider-Man very overpowered and broken. But onto my most favorite character when it comes to raids, or at least the vaults, Thor. Thor has a very similar thing to Iron Man, except he plays in his own style. This is the most fun I have with the character. When I just want to go in and collect gear or do the raids to help out my cousin or something, I will play as Thor. Now, on PS4 Pro, that was where my max Thor was. I'm currently re-leveling up him in this game very quickly, and Thor is a character that any character can get into. He's probably one of the most accessible characters in the Avengers game. He can fly. All his hits are very powerful, and just upgrading him makes him even more powerful. His lightning abilities are diverse, and his moves are both supportive and can do a powerful punch. You can stun enemies, heal your opponent, no, not your opponents, but heal yourself using your Odin Force by holding R2. And the quick combat. You see, the thing about Thor is he is extremely quick, and he hits hard. That's a good thing against bosses, because the amount of combos you can pull off with this guy is like, why can't Thor just get a good single player game by himself? That's how much fun I have playing with Thor. And I don't mind putting more time into making him one of my champion rank characters, because right now only Spider-Man is my champion rank, since he's one of also the most accessible characters to get into. But to the newest character in this game that was added just the other day, and so far I gotta debunk why he is not a copy and paste of Captain America and Natasha Romanoff. Now, Bucky has the assault rifle, aka Winter Soldier. His assault rifle is fun to play with, from quick burst shots to full auto to a grenade launcher. And he doesn't have a shield. A lot of people say, oh, his moves are rip off of shields. His knife is in a lot of his combat, especially when you power him up and do his special abilities, which we'll get to in a second. Now, he's a ground brawler type character with range. He can attack ranged enemies. He dodges very quickly if you can effectively press the button fast enough. Now, as for combat, he's pretty solid in strength. You're going to more so be using him for range. But the thing about it is, all his abilities are made straight for attack. Going invisible, being able to throw in a homing missile alert to basically wipe out enemies. The grenade launcher sticks to enemies when you hit them. And his way of traversal, I mean, I never heard people use it. People are using the complaint, oh, he has Natasha's traversal. Okay, wait, so what about when Hawkeye travels with shooting a grappling hook out? Winter Soldier also has a grappling hook in the comics. I think Simple Logic just debunked that fact. But, yeah, he doesn't feel entirely like them. He's his own character. So, I'll probably live stream with him on Twitch. If you guys are interested, check out my Twitch channel. So, yeah, that's all I really wanted to clear up. These characters do play very different, very distinct, and they're not copy and pastes. I've been playing it enough to basically know. So, yeah, that's all I really got to say. Tell me if you enjoyed the video. Comment section below. Be sure to like, subscribe, favorite, and I will see you all next time. Have a good day, everyone.